Many would argue that BMW is not the automaker it once was, that all of this hunting for luxury market share has pulled it off the original path, which was to build the ultimate driving machine. Have you seen the 5 Series GT? What is going on with that? Anyway, there is good news, and that's that BMW's in-house tuner M is getting its hands on more and more BMW vehicles, this being the latest one. This is the 2018 X3 M40i. Now, the first thing to know about the M40i is that it is not a full-blown M car. M Division hasn't gone through every little nook and cranny of the car to make it its own. Instead, they've taken M-derived performance parts and applied them to the car and done a little bit of tuning to make sure it all works together well. Styling for the M40i is slightly different from the standard X3. There's a bronze finish for this kidney grille that's now larger for the 3rd generation X3 and a larger lower front bumper to allow more air into the engine. There are also redesigned side inlets. Going to the side, we can see these 20-inch M Performance wheels that also have blue painted M Performance brake calipers on them. Moving back, only 2 things to point out here at the rear: an M40i badge over the right taillight and a black painted rear diffuser with black painted exhaust ports integrated within those. The X3 M40i isn't just about ripping 0 to 60 times, it's also about practicality. So in addition to a very spacious rear compartment for passengers, you also have a very spacious trunk compartment, 29 cubic feet of space behind the rear bench, and if you fold the split 40-20-40 rear bench, you also have 63 cubic feet of space to use on a daily basis. Under the hood is where things start getting really good, because instead of a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that you have in the standard X3, you have an inline 6-cylinder, also turbocharged, that makes 355 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, way more than the standard 248 that you get in the base X3. That is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, making a 0 to 60 time of 4.6 seconds and a limited top speed of 155 miles per hour. Yes, this thing is quick. One, you get an M Sport suspension, you have M Performance brakes, and an available adaptive damping system. There's also a little retuning of BMW's 8-speed automatic transmission. Put it all together, and you have the recipe for a great surprise. I really didn't see this coming. The X3 M40i performs just like BMWs of old. The exception is that, yes, it's heavier, but all cars are getting heavier these days. But the way it makes you feel behind the steering wheel, the responsiveness you get from the turn-in, and the balance in corners, and even the sound. I mean, yes, they've done a little bit of tuning with the exhaust, pumping a little bit of the noise into the cabin, but the basic soundtrack is excellent. It really makes you want to drive the car quickly. It makes you want to use the paddles and push in corners and really get on the brakes late. It's fun to drive a compact luxury SUV. Who'd have thought? Now, how about if you're not trying to set a new record for your commute to work? You're just enjoying your luxury product. Well, the M40i does that well. There are 3 drive modes. You've got Sport, Comfort, and Eco Pro. There's also an adaptive mode that lets the car figure out how it should perform based on your driving behavior. These are all good, distinctive differences between the drive modes. Comfort, it really focuses on a softer suspension damping and not a crazy responsive throttle. Sport dials it all up. Eco Pro effectively makes a dead pedal so that you're not getting into the highest performance and therefore maximizing fuel economy. Above all that, though, there is this drive mode selector. You can just have it in drive or just flip it down into sport. So if you want the peppy engine response, but you want to keep the comfort ride quality, you can do that. And I love how BMW has refined this. There are just a few different drive modes, and you pick the one you want for that moment, and you don't have to worry about tailoring each specific thing. You just get one package. The interior of the X3 M40i is a solid 9 out of 10 in my book. There is a lot to like about what's going on here. Ample soft touch materials, an interesting diamond pattern for the dashboard and door insert trim, supple leather seating surface, really comfortable and ergonomic. I also like the design of the seats themselves. It's a cool way to stand out. You've got an M-specific badge here on the lower trim, and 3-zone climate control, panoramic sunroof. The fit and finish in here is excellent. It really feels like a quality luxury product. I also really like the subtle details of the cabin as well, including this fanned out design theme that you see up here in the dome lights, on the front radar detector, on the air vents, and actually at night when you turn off the car and you approach it, the lights illuminate in the same sort of design. It's just a really nice touch that helps the car feel a little distinct, a little more bespoke. This particular model also has a couple packages, the premium and executive package that add a 12.3-inch digital driver display, a head-up display, heated seats for the front and rear, and a 360-degree camera system, which is really cool. There are also a couple things that you have to spend money on that I don't think you really should. They should come standard, like Apple CarPlay. That comes standard on a bunch of cars, both in this segment and below this segment, so paying $300 for that seems kind of outrageous. Android Auto is not available at all, and some of the driver assist features, like automatic emergency braking, that really should come standard on a $40,000 plus vehicle. So those small quirks aside, I really like the X3's cabin. It feels very much worth the price tag, and I think BMW has its mojo back here. Now, there are a lot of vehicles in this segment. That is something to keep in mind. Mercedes-AMG has the GLC 43, Audi has its SQ5, Alfa Romeo even has a 505 horsepower Stelvio. You have your options, but where I think BMW separates itself from the herd is, one, it comes in at a solid price, $54,000, and it's accessible. 355 horsepower is plenty, but to the point where you could use it on a daily basis, and the other dynamics of the car, the handling and braking, are such that it really fits together nicely as a package. I'm really impressed with this vehicle. It makes the M40i feel completely distinct from a standard X3.